Vinyasa today, Vinyasa fire flow, a bit of power Vinyasa, just to ignite that inner strength, get our heart beating and get our lungs really functioning and healthy. So we're going to start in our child's pose, and we'll just progressively work through to this fire flow, nice and long in child's. Just taking time just to let go of your day, relax any tension, connect with your breath. Make the body feel just that little bit heavy, maybe it's a good word to use. Keep an open mind with the practice. Sometimes we think, oh my goodness, it's a tough practice today. But then once we get into it, we think, wow, that's amazing, that wasn't quite so tough. And then sometimes we think the other way, we think, oh, it's going to be amazing today. And we get into the practice, and we think, oh boy, this is tough. So we work to how the body feels. We challenge, but we don't force. We come up onto our knees and hands. Just in and out of our cat spine. There's a little bit of a check of the tools we're working with as we flow up and down into our cat-cow. Making sure no one finds your attention, and making sure that you're starting to feel the breath moving effortlessly with your body's movement. A little team working together. Let's come into downward facing dog. Same here, just get a little mindset of actually, it doesn't really matter what I do with this. We're going to spread the hands out as much as you can. We're going to focus on the weight evenly spread through the hands as much as you can. But then with the movement in the legs, maybe it's your hips that need a little bit of encouragement. Maybe it's your hamstrings that are tight today from something maybe you did yesterday or possibly the day before, so you could march it out instead. And all these movements, even when we're holding down facing dog, and maybe I'm not sort of offering this movement, even this, then you could find this lovely movement, just like you're dancing a little bit. And we only dance when we're happy. We don't think, oh, I'm so stressed, I'm going to get up and dance. We get up and dance because we feel happy and we're relaxed. So that's about our practice today. Let's walk our feet to the top of the mat. Bring your hands to your shin bones and find that lovely midway spine, which encourages space for your back. And then as you fold back to your legs, as much as you need to bend your knees. Maybe you've done some practice already. Maybe your legs are fine, thank you, to be straight. Maybe this is your first practice for a while and you need to bend your knees and all's good, doesn't matter. Let's come back to that flat back position. Reach the arms all the way up above the head and feel that we're grounding into our legs, but we're feeling we've got all this lift in our upper body here. And let's find our first Tadasana top of mat. So we're going to circle the arms out, breath in. Take a forward fold into that lovely deep stretch for your hips, hamstrings, lower back. Come halfway to that flat back position. Feel that space in your back. And then come back to your forward fold with your straight or your bent legs. And then come all the way up to the top, reaching the arms all the way up. And just come back into Tadasana. And just sort of find your grounding, just for a moment. Making sure your shoulders are relaxed. Chest open, belly drawn in. And inhale, let's raise the arms. Folding forward, exhale, Uttanasana. Lift the chest halfway. And then fold back to your legs, exhale. As you take your gaze forward, take a step back to plank pose. So we're going to come right down onto our belly. Bring our elbows in line with our shoulders. Relax your toes on your mat. And just lift your chest, your arms, and if possible, your legs also. So all the working is in our back muscles here. And then just taking a pause here. As you breathe in, there is a little bit more lift. And then as you lower your legs and lower your hands to the mat. Next time you come up into a low cobra, we're going to take a gaze over our right shoulder And just find a little twist into that cobra. And then back to the top of the mat as you come back, chest, chin, nose and forehead. We're going to do that again, lifting the chest, low cobra, shoulders down, going over your left shoulder. And then coming all the way back, losing that twist as you come back to the mat. And then last one here is a cobra, so we're lifting low cobra, tucking the toes and coming back to your downward facing dog. Exhale. Taking a gaze at your hands, step, walk, jump if you want to jump, top of your mat, hands to shin bones. And then fold back to your legs, exhale, forward fold. Raising the arms all the way back above your head. And folding back into your forward fold, exhale. Lifting the chest again, stepping back to your plank pose. Lower your body all the way to the mat. And then as you inhale, let's just find a cobra. Toes tuck under and downward facing dog. I'm going to take our right leg off the mat into 3-limb down dog. Just observe. So at the moment the hips are facing the mat. We're square with the hips, we're square with the shoulders. And then we're going to bend the right knee, tip the heel to the bottom, the knee to the sky, and feel that stretch from the inside of your hip to the tip of your knee as you open out your hip. Extend that leg back, square off the hips, and lower that leg down, downward dog. Left leg leaves the mat. Bend the knee, heel to bottom. Feel that hip, that side. How does it feel? Maybe it's a little tighter. Maybe this side feels just amazing. Extend that leg back and lower your leg down. Bend your knees and stretch back and step or jump to the top of your mat. Back is flat and fold to your legs. Exhale. Take a breath in, circle the arms all the way up. And let's do another. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Lift the chest a gaze, step back or jump back to plank. Come all the way down onto your mat. Find your cobra. Inhale. And your down facing dog. Exhale. So let's just step the feet in just about the distance of one of your big toes. Just so you can get a little bit more grounding through the backs of the legs. And a little bit more awareness to maybe the calves, the backs, the knees, the hamstrings. We're going to bring your left hand across to your right ankle. And then just sort of find a sort of 3-limb down dog as you sort of twist into that space. A bit like our thread the needle as we twist through. And then pushing your right hand firmly into the mat with your fingers spread nice and wide. Bring that hand back to downward facing dog. Do the same with your left. Take your right hand to your left leg. Thread yourself through that space there. Having a little sneaky peek maybe at somebody in your home or something in your garden or wherever you are. And then come back to your downward facing dog. Take your right leg off the mat. Bend your knee heel to bottom. We practice that. Bring your knee to your chest and find a tiger curl. And we're just going to hold that tiger curl and curl up into the hollow of your cat spine with your leg if you can. And just hold that there. 3, 2, and then send that leg high on 1 and land that leg down. Exhale, same with your left. Just to really find a bit of heat in our core. We're bending our knee. We're bringing that knee in, nose to knee. Trying to rise up into that cat spine and hold. Holding that feeling of lift and lightness in your body. 2, 1. Send that leg high. Lower that leg down. Bend your knees and step or jump top of your mat. Fold to your legs, exhale. Sweep up the arms, inhale. We're going to get going a little bit now. So coming just back to Tadasana. We're going to find a chair pose. So I'm just going to turn to face the screen and we're coming into chair pose. Chin tucked under, a little bit of heat building in our back muscles. So getting your hips as deep as you can. Reaching your fingers. In class I talk about fireworks coming out of these fingers. This heat and this energy as you hold your chair pose. 3 more. 2 more. Going to brush the mat on 1, take a little spine recovery like cat and come back and let's do 1 more. So reaching the fingertips high, Pushing the hips deep. Keep building in our back muscles. Breath starting to really fill our body. Find our lungs to full capacity. And then exhale, forward fold this time. Lift the chest again, step or try jump to plank. Through your knees and chest, into your cobra, or I offer you now upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Exhale, we're going to take our right leg off the mat, 3-limb down facing dog. Bend the knee, heel to bottom, we've practiced. Bring the knee to the same elbow, to your right elbow, little tricep hold. 3, 2, 1, send it high, inhale. Bring the leg between your hands, back foot to the floor, and we find a warrior 1. So just a short hold in our warrior. We're either going to hold here, or we're going to take that forward dive, just to ask our core muscles to work just that little bit harder. Fireworks reaching out of these fingertips, rooting into your back heel. Coming all the way back to your warrior 1, and then finding your mat and stepping back to your plank vinyasa. Halfway down on knees, into up facing dog or cobra, into downward facing dog. So taking our left leg off the mat, bend the knee, bringing your heel to your bottom, your knee to the ceiling, bringing your knee to your left elbow, tricep, and hold in there. 3, 2, 1, extend the leg, bring the leg in between the hands, your back foot to the floor, and find your warrior 1 as you take that short hold here with me, or take that forward spine extension. So this is sort of the last time we hold this warrior, and it's the last time we will sort of bring our body into this forward dive. And then in coming back to your warrior 1, bringing your arms to your mat, step back to your plank, find your vinyasa, into your cobra or up dog, into your downward facing dog. Exhale. Take your gaze to your hands, step or jump to the top of your mat. Back is flat, fold to your legs. Now as you lift your chest, circle the arms up, come into chair pose. Bring your hands to your mat, folding forward Uttanasana. Lift your chest, your gaze, step or jump to your plank. Vinyasa here, into up dog or cobra, into downward facing dog. Right leg leaves the mat, bend the knee. Right knee to right tricep, and back to 3-limb down facing dog. Right leg in between your hands, back foot to the floor, and come into your warrior 1. Let's open that to warrior 2. I'm just going to change sides on my mat, and let's just take a short pause here and find our new pose. So knee pulling out towards the back edge of your mat, maybe think outside of knee, little toe, and then your back foot solid on the floor. Arms reaching, shoulders relaxed. We all know warrior. Let's bring your left arm across, step back to your plank. We're going to bring your right knee to your left elbow this time and hold. 3, 2, 1. Hold that leg back at the top of your plank and halfway down. Tuck your toes under into up facing dog and find downward facing dog. Exhale. Let's bring your left leg off the mat into your 3-limb dog. Bring your knee to your opposite elbow, tricep. Hold. 3, 2, and 1. Send the leg high. Bring the leg through between your hands, back foot to the floor. Let's find our warrior 1. And then let's open to our warrior 2. Again, form check here. Nice and proud through your warrior. Hips opening. Back heels are really firm in the mat. And warrior 2. Bring your right arm across. Step back to your plank. Your Vinyasa Chaturanga. Inhale up facing dog or cobra. Exhale downward facing dog. Exhale. So there's our second pose. Gazes at your hands, step or jump, top of mat, halfway spine, exhale fold. Lift the chest, bend the knees, find your chair pose. Uttanasana, forward fold. Gazes forward, back is flat, step or jump, plank vinyasa, chaturanga, into up dog or cobra, into downward facing dog. Right leg leaves the mat, bend the knee heel to bottom. Bring your knee to your chest this time and hold. 3, 2, and land that foot on 1. Back foot to the mat, come up into warrior 1. Open to warrior 2, exhale. Lift your right heel and reverse your warrior. Now feel how that reacts to the right side of your body, your oblique muscles. See how you feel about going a little deeper, like you're making 10 toe prints in your mat. And how you feel about that back bend as you slide your left hand back down the back of your knee there. Come back to your warrior 2. Bring your left arm across. As you step back to plank, leave your right leg hovering off the mat. Bring your right knee to your opposite elbow. And then if you have the power, then spin on the back of that foot and lift our left arm into a modified fallen triangle. Bring your hand back, slide that leg back, 3-limbed plank pose, halfway down, arc facing dog, inhale, downward facing dog, exhale. Left leg leaves the mat, 3-limbed down facing dog. Bring your knee to your chest and just hold it here. 3, 2, now land the foot on 1. Back foot to the ground, we're at warrior 1. We're opening to our warrior 2, second pose. We're lifting our left heel and reverse our warrior, bringing in our penultimate pose, our third pose here. And reacting this side, how it feels, the back bend, stretch across the side of your body. Come back to your warrior 2. Bring your right arm across. As you step back with your left leg, leave it hovering. We're going to bring that knee to our opposite elbow. Spin onto the inner edge of our right foot. And if it's there, raise your right arm in the beginning of your fallen triangle. Come back to your 3-limb plank. Chaturanga. Into up dog or cobra. Into downward facing dog. I'm so happy I'm not wearing a mic here. You hear me puffing away. So let's get our breath back into balance. Inhale. And exhale. Bend the knees, stretch back. Step or jump. Top of mat. Straight legs to begin with. Forward fold, exhale. Bend the knees. Sweep up the arms, chair pose. Forward fold, exhale. Lift the chest to gaze. Step or jump, plank vinyasa. Your vinyasa. Use cobra if you need to. Sneak in a child's pose if you want to. Downward facing dog. Right leg leaves the mat. We take a tiger curl, but we land the foot. Back foot to the mat. Warrior 1. Find your warrior 2. Your reverse warrior if you wish. Raise your heel. And then as you lower your heel, bring in your side angle pose, our last pose. So back heel firm into the mat, reaching and lengthening from your foot on the mat. This right hand can be on the floor, it can hold your calf, you can be up here on your thigh if you wish. See what feels right, what feels amazing. And then turn to face your front leg. Take your right leg back into your 3-limb plank. Bring your right knee to your right elbow. Take it to your left elbow. Spin onto the inner edge. Bring your left arm up. Extend your right leg out, off, or on the mat if you need to. Come back to your 3-limb plank. Find your chaturanga. Arc facing dog, still smiling. Down facing dog. Exhale. Left leg leaves the mat. 1 tiger curl. Land the foot. Back foot to the mat. Into warrior 1.
Find your warrior two and your reverse warrior, maybe lifting that heel. Bringing your arm to your thigh, your calf. Maybe that heat now is so there in your body. You can go to the mat, holding. Last hold here before we get going. Nice and long through the spine. Nice and long through the right side of your body. Turn to face your front leg. Take your left leg back, 3-limb plank. Bring your knee to your left elbow, to your right elbow. Spin onto the inner edge of your right foot. Extend your left leg, raise your right arm. Fallen triangle pose. Come back to your 3-limb plank. Halfway down, up facing dog. Inhale, down facing dog. Exhale. So we're going to get going now. One breath, one movement. Enjoy. If that fallen triangle pose doesn't suit you, then you could just hold a plank. You could take a child's pose if you need to. You could just take a side plank. Let's take a breath in, bend the knee, stretch back. Step or jump, top of mat, back is flat. Fold to the legs. Halfway spine, bend the knees, find chair pose. Forward fold, exhale. Lift the chest to gaze, step or jump to plank. Halfway down. Inhale, up facing dog. Exhale, down facing dog. Right leg leaves the mat. Bring the leg through, bring your foot in, back foot to the floor. Warrior one, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse your warrior. Side angle pose, exhale. Spin to face your knee, 3-limb plank. Right knee, right elbow, left elbow. Fallen triangle if you're coming with me. Back to 3-limb plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, up facing dog. Exhale, down facing dog. Left leg is lifting. Bring your leg into your mat. Back foot to the ground. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Side angle pose. Exhale. Facing the top of your mat. 3-limb plank. Knee to left elbow. Right elbow. Spin to your fallen triangle. 3-limb plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale. Right leg leaves the mat. Knee to chest. Foot to mat. Into your warrior one, inhale. Open to your warrior two, exhale. Reverse your warrior. Find your side angle pose. Spin to your front leg. 3-limb with your plank. Right knee, right elbow. Left elbow. Spin onto your fallen triangle. 3-limb plank, inhale. Chaturanga, inhale, up facing dog. Exhale, left leg leaves the mat. Bring the leg through into your warrior one. Take a breath in. Your warrior two. Breath out. Reverse your warrior. Come into side angle pose. Exhale. Turn to face your knee. 3-limb plank. Left knee, left elbow. Right elbow. Spin to your fallen triangle. Back to your 3-limb plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, up facing dog. Left toes tucked, right leg lifts. Last round. Bring the leg through. Back foot to the floor. Warrior one, breath in. Warrior two, breath out. Reverse your warrior. Side angle pose, exhale. Turn to your knee. 3-limb plank. Right knee, right elbow. Left elbow. Spin to your triangle, your fallen triangle. Back to your 3-limb plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, still smiling. Right toes tuck. Left leg lifts, 3-limb down facing dog. Foot comes through, back foot firm on the mat. Warrior one, proud warrior. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse, have you still got that heel lifting? Side angle pose, exhale. Spin to your front knee, 3-limb plank. Left knee, left elbow, right elbow. Last fallen triangle pose. Back to 3-limb plank. Chaturanga, inhale up facing dog. Exhale downward facing dog. And breathe. Ooh. Couple of breaths. So we've really got into the heat. So we're going to use that heat just to get into our hamstrings, our glutes, our core. So we're just going to step our right foot in between our hands. And then just sort of have your left leg hip distance. Step it in so you can get your back foot on the floor. I'm just going to spin to face you again. So we have quite a nice balance going on between both our right and our left leg with our hamstrings here. Keeping the chest lifted if you need to, keeping the front knee bent if you need to. But as we take a pause breath, maybe just taking a fold over your front leg as you bow to your leg. So we're just sort of trying to tuck in our right hip, press back into our left heel. Not completely locking out this right leg, so there's no room for the leg to stretch and the hamstrings to continue. And then lifting the chest to gaze. And place our right hand on top of our right foot. And then left arm lift. So it's a bit of a fusion between our triangle pose and our head to knee pose. So it's asking you to really share that weight through both legs to hold you. It's a little bit of a balancing act with the position we're in, especially when we're a little bit fatigued in our legs. Spinning your gaze to look at your left hand if that's available. Spinning your heart to look at your left hand if that's available. Now as you bring both hands down, I'm going to lift the back leg off the mat into our standing splits. You have the option just to stay where you are with your leg about the height of your hip, or to catch hold of your right hand around the back of your right ankle or heel and to open that standing splits pose out to where you feel confident. Try not to tense the muscles in the neck and try not to grab that breath and hold it. Holding your breath doesn't improve your balance, as we know. Now both hands back to the mat, lift the chest, bend the knee and find your curtsy squat. Now when I say 8, that sounds loads, but we're going to do 8 curtsy squats, which is going to bring us back to our head to knee where we were. So we're going to raise that leg back up into our standing splits. Let's go. Exhale, curtsy squat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, 2. Inhale, lift. Exhale, 3. Inhale, lift. Exhale, 4. Inhale, lift. 4 to go. Here's 5. Extend. Here's 6. Just 2 more. I know it's telling you to stop. Last 2, down and lift. Last 1, hold. Pause. Lift the chest. Still smiling. Step that leg back. Come back to your head to knee. And step back to downward facing dog. And I would say that downward facing dog, we could go right back to that very first one and just really try and ooze out that feeling in that right hip, that right glute, that right hamstring, that right leg. Please don't do the same leg twice. Have a look at your hands. Step your left foot in between your hands and your back foot in where you need. So I'm just going to do a little bit of fashion adjustment with my top. And then let's just think about alignment, balance, personalize it to suit your hamstrings. Tuck this left hip in, bend your knee if you need to, use blocks if you need to, or just take a lovely fold over that front leg if life feels amazing at this moment, whatever's going on. It always feels nice just to open some space in our body and breathe into it. And then just making sure we've got a little bit of sharing going on between the 2 legs. As you lift the chest, we're going to place our left hand on top of our left foot and our right hand raises. You can always wrap that right arm behind your back if you need to. Try not to use your left foot like a big shelf to rest your body weight on. Try and use it as a springboard to lift you up away from. Always strive to find this feeling of lift and space. Soften your right shoulder. Bring both hands down, slightly forward. Lift your back leg. Connect with that glute. Squeeze it, feel it, say good morning to it. Slow curtsy squat. Again, don't use your thigh as a shelf. Lift away from that thigh. Push that leg high. Let's go with our 8. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale 2. How are we doing? Inhale, lift. Exhale 3, approaching halfway. Exhale 4. Can we get a little deeper in that knee bend on 5? Lower. Push the leg a little higher. And 6. And lower. Last 2. I believe. Last 1. Let's hold it. And then step back. Back to your head to knee. Your hamstrings. Maybe your hands can come next to your toes. And then step back to our down facing dog. Exhale. So we're going to come forward onto our belly. So come forward to a plank. I'll just transfer back onto my mat. Come all the way back down onto your belly. Bring your arms back in line with your shoulders. Tuck your chin in so your gaze is perhaps to your tip of your nose. And as you lift your chest, maybe your arms can lift also. And maybe those legs can lift again, like we did right at the beginning in our locust pose. Long workout for the back, long reaching workout for the back muscles. Lower your chest, arms, legs, chin, nose, forehead. Inhale as you lift, take a look over your right shoulder into your twisting cobra. And then back to your mat, unravel those twists. Inhale, looking over your left shoulder. And then back, all the way back down to your mat. Inhale, lift to your cobra. Shoulders down. Exhale, sit back to your child's pose. And so earned is this child's pose. Maybe just let your arms go a little lazy. Maybe just bring your hands underneath your forehead. Maybe bring your arms alongside your legs, whatever feels good, doesn't matter really. But just try and let your body go a little bit heavy, a bit limp is a really good word. And just be accepting of that breath into your full capacity of your lungs now. Maybe you're feeling your heart beating a little bit more. I hope so. But absolutely noticing our breath more. And then we're just going to transfer that around onto our backs. Hug your knees into your chest. Give your back a little massage. It's going to cross your right leg over your left, but just hug your knees back in again. And you can either stay with that or grab hold of your heels with your hands and lift your knees up into your cow's horns pose, your victory V. Flex your V, victory that we've got through that sequence. Have a play with the feeling there. Play with it and feel your hips being tugged at, being stretched, and you can rock side to side if you want. Until you think, oh gosh, I can feel that in my hips now. That's when we know it's doing its job. And this is a really nice hip stretch. And then just let your feet go so your legs just sort of ping back down again, arms out to the side. And then take your legs over to the twisting side, which should be your left side. And if you need to move your arms to make your shoulders comfortable, if you need to uncross your legs to make your back and your hips comfortable, Absolutely. You go for it. You've earned this. So I don't know what time of day it is where you are. For here it's a Tuesday. It's probably quite early. It's probably before 9 a.m. I'm not quite sure now. Beautiful sunshine outside. Incredibly windy, cold wind. It's springtime and we have all the blossom outside and it looks amazing. So really grateful for just these lovely sunny days. Let's bring our legs back into the centre. Hug your knees back into your chest. Cross your left leg over your right. Squeeze them in. Stay with that or find your heels. Lift your legs higher so you have your cow's horns, your victory V. Flex your feet. Have a play around with the tension, the stretch, the position. Maybe carry on with that little back rock side to side. Sort of feels like it's just sort of stretching the skin on the side of the hips there. It's getting lovely and deep inside those tissue and the muscles and all those connections. Keeps our bodies flexible and strong. And then just let the legs go back down. Come to a twist, so come into your left side. Turning your head the other way, moving your arms where it feels good for you. Maybe you've got to have a little, just adjust completely in your body to feel nice there. And don't feel like you're hanging on to your legs. If gravity feels it's still pulling your legs over, then let gravity do that. If that means you've got to loosen the legs a little bit, then that's fine. But don't feel like your back is hanging on to your legs. Feel like the ground is supporting your legs. The earth supports us. The strength of our body supports us. We don't want to feel like we're hanging on to tension. And then shoulders, face. I saw this amazing video on YouTube for face exercise muscles, which made me laugh so much that when I tried to do it, I'm sure that just watching it and smiling at it gave me some benefit. I was rubbish at it. We do some things to make our bodies try and look younger, don't we? Well, some of us do. Anyway, enough about my face. Let's bring the legs back into the centre. Stretch the legs all the way up to the ceiling and then let them go lazy. So you're looking up at maybe uneven, messy legs. I'm looking up at my toes thinking, oh my goodness, I must sort those out. And then hug the knees in. Hug your arms around your knees. Big welcoming squeeze. Curl your head up to meet your legs. Deep shoulder roll. Whatever way you're comfortable. Come all the way up to seated. Good to just sit comfortable, cross-legged, half lotus, full lotus. You can stand, you can kneel, whatever you're happy about. Nice and open with the chest. Take one side stretch over to one side. And let's take another side stretch over to the other side. Let's take that first hand across to our opposite knee and just find a nice gentle twist. And let's take the other hand to the other knee and find another gentle twist. Take your hands behind your back, take your heart to the sky, open your chest, be proud of that feeling as you breathe warm and rich into the top of the chest. Inhale, and as you exhale, just bring your arms in front like a little seated child's pose. Bow your head, take your gaze to your belly, roll your shoulders away from your ears. Like a little Pilates C curve, just roll your way back in. Let's take a breath in together, and as we sweep up that breath, catch it in your palms and exhale it all the way back down to your heart. And namaste. Have a fantastic day, whatever you're doing, and I'll see you soon.